turn my camera around. Turn the camera the wrong way. What up, everybody, man? I want to talk a little bit about this Tua Tagovailoa and Coach Flores situation that apparently went down, for the Miami Dolphins. The 7-5 Miami Dolphins, which is like their best year in quite a long time. And I see a lot of people saying like they feel some type of way that basically Coach Flores told Tua that he should have drafted Mac Jones. What up, Celine, in the building? Appreciate you coming through as always, man. And, this is like a realm, Flight Sports TV in the building. What's up, my guy? It's just funny how people inject their feelings into the sports realm that don't deserve to be. And what I mean by that is, listen, man, if you really play sports on a high enough level, you know that coaches threaten you all the goddamn time of like, they should have went with another option, that you sorry, they should send you home. It's just a test of mental will, man. And so if, with my coaching and player mind, if he told him that, it's because you've been stinking the joint up. And, Tua have not been lighting it up per se. He ain't been stinking it up per se, but he's been kind of a fringe quarterback, if we're being honest. This year, putting up, 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 2,600 some odd yards. And I know he's been hurt a lot. I know there's a lot of extenuating circumstances that lead to that. But if we're being honest, Tua has not been a great quarterback, especially what we've been expecting him to be coming out of Alabama. Like, Tua is supposed to be all-world, if we remember things in perfect context, right? So he's supposed to be all-world, and Tua has not been tearing it up. And people are, getting on Coach Flores about kind of being more or less been a little gruff with him. But, I mean, if we are being perfectly honest to another degree, dude, what kind of shit do you think Bill Belichick tells his players? if you can't handle a coach telling you that he should have drafted somebody over you, and that, allegedly has miffed you to the point where it's irreparable continuity between you and your coach. I'm not going to lie, man. Tua may be a soft-ass dude. Tua may be soft. Like, if I'm the GM of the Miami Dolphins, I'm maybe looking to shop for Tua, man. If that kind of rhetoric upsets you like that, I might need a more strong quarterback. I might need the kind of quarterback that's like, man, fuck what you talking about, coach. That's the kind of guy I want. I don't want the guy like, oh, well, I should have got somebody else over you. Oh, man. And then you run to the media after the fact and tell them. That shit is soft, dog. Tell me if I'm lying, man. If y'all think I'm lying, tell me I'm flying, man. But I think I'm on point with this because in any case, guys, when you have a coach, he's from that Bill Belichick tree. And not to say that Bill Belichick is the know-all, see-all in coaching. I mean, there's other guys out here who definitely deserve credit, adulation, and what have you. But if we're being honest, that's pretty light. That's pretty light to say that I should have drafted another quarterback over you. Is it off-putting? Yeah, of course it is. But that's just, any grown man, so Tua is 23, 24 years old. You got to be able to see the forest through the trees, man. He's motivating you. I've literally heard, shout out to my teammate Alden Nielsen, man, when I played college basketball. My coach at the time said, I had two different coaches at this school, so, I won't say the name, so y'all have to figure this out. But he said, I'm going to put you in a box and ship you back to Brazil. This literally what he told his man. I'm going to put you in a box and ship you back to Brazil, right? So if we contextualizing things, that's light as shit compared to what Coach Flores said to Tua, man. And we got Sling said he turned 22. Oh, well, happy early birthday to you. We got to compartmentalize things properly. And when we do these things, look at that goddamn dog. I hate that fucking dog. But we got to keep things in proper context. And in proper context, that's just light. That's light. That's the culture of sports. In the culture of sports, your coach is going to say something to turn that lever in your head to get you to break down and to accept that you are not performing up to snuff. And it's normal. It's very normal. Now, again, to the casual observer, you may like, oh, that's a little much. Oh, you shouldn't say that to somebody. It could psychologically damage them. But you know what? You know what? In sports, goddammit, nah, that's not my dog. Hell no. That's how sports operates. Sports operates in that realm of uncomfortability. It operates in that part of personal perseverance. It operates in that realm of you being pushed to levels you've never been pushed before. And so for the fact that people, you know, and again, when you come and you comment on these kind of things, you say that he's being insensitive and that's crossing the line, he's being immature. You just kind of tipping your hand that you never played at that level. Because we at that level, way worse things get said than that. Way worse things get said than that. People's personal lives being brought up. And now, I'm not a big proponent for that. I think that that's kind of over the line, but I've seen it. I've heard it. I've seen some very personal things being said about somebody, and you got to understand, the coach's job is to, good coaches, they find unconventional ways to motivate you. Because the average player wants me, I. So you got to find a way to convey a team concept to a player that's individually driven, and it's very tough. It's not an easy task to complete. So when you see guys like, you know, Coach Belichick, Coach Popovich, Coach Steve Kerr, you see them take unconventional methods to motivate players. That's what you have to do. Because one of the biggest things about coaching X's and O's, yes, but you have to be a manager of personalities. And you know who was really good at this? Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was really good at managing personalities. And you know, something I say on this channel is a bedrock of this channel is personalities matter. Personalities matter. So if you're going to be a provocateur of success, shout out to the Russian bots in the building. Them Russian bots be on it, man. You go live about 10 minutes. They popping up in your stream. But if you're going to be a provocateur of men and a cultivator of men, or women for that matter, you got to be able to challenge people on a tough level. And again, this is not exclusive to men. Cynthia Cooper, if y'all look on my interviews tab on my channel, she was like that. I watched it firsthand. She coached the girls team at the college I went to. We talking about the female Jordan, right? The way I saw her tearing to them girls' asses, like, it was unconventional for girls basketball because usually for well, let me say women's basketball, you saw that a lot in men's basketball like that. That was nothing. But for women's basketball, that was like tough. Like, goddamn, Coop talking to them like how Coach talked to us. And usually you don't see that. Coop would call them everything but the daughter of God. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's normal in the male space. So to see this come out as a storyline and that people being sensitive about it, you're just showing that you have no clue how that culture is. You have no clue what coaches have to do to get the best out of their players, and it ain't always pretty. It ain't always something that's going to be on the salute Ghost in the building. Salute you, my guy. I gave you a wrench, right? Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. All right, Ghost, I gave you a moderation. And Flight, I'm going to give you one too, Flight. Oh, they let me do it? Yo, what the hell? Okay. Can y'all hear me? I don't know what this thing is doing right now. What? All right, okay, let's try this again. Add moderator, there we go. All right, Flight, I gave you a wrench as well. Ghost, I gave you a wrench. So it's just hilarious, man, when people inject themselves in the sports realm, because it just happens to be a realm I respect at the highest order. Because people don't understand, when you play at a high level, man, you deal with a lot of shit. Like every day, you basically in another fashion get told you ain't shit every day. And you know what you do? You come back the next day. You know what you do? You talk well about your coaches because that's how it goes. That's the culture. And if you never really played like that, it can be off-putting to you, but I'm here to be the beacon of knowledge to you. This is how it goes, even on the collegiate level. Like I was saying with Coach Coop, doing that to women, which is normally not how women roll. How do I know this? I used to be a coach in middle school after I finished, when I used to be a teacher. And the way, Coach, I'll leave her name out of this, the way she ran the team, I was like, oh, hell no. Because so in short space, she would allow the kids to talk during her teaching the plays and teaching the scheme and what we gonna do. She would let them talk while she's talking. I was just like, oh, coach, because I came in as an assistant, right? Because she had the tenure. I was like, coach, stop. Y'all shut the hell up when coach talking. And they looking at me like I'm Hitler, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you to tell us to be quiet? Like, when coach talking, you shut your ass up or you go run. But that's how we did the boys, though. So the boys knew what time it was. When we talking, you shut the hell up. Girls are not used to being talked to gruff that way in sports. And so I had to come in and be the bad guy, which I didn't care. I didn't care. I'll tell you, one of my athletes, she'll tell you her name is Gianna Edwards. She runs track at University of Arkansas, all-world athlete. She was one of my athletes on that team. Gianna would tell you, like, I ain't play that shit. I'm going to treat you just like I treat the boys. Shut up. Coach talking, shut up. I don't play that shit. College basketball, a lot of adversity. I remember getting moved up JV as a freshman in summer back in high school. It was a humbling experience. Taught me yeah, man. When you get moved up early, you see from freshman A and freshman B the difference between JV. So how Ariel would say, it's a whole new world. I know being 6'8", I know being at 6'8", I had to face adversity. Damn, Ghost, I ain't know you was Asian, bro. Yeah, man, I mean, because, dude, you got to understand there's levels, like Meek Mill said so eloquently. There's levels to this world. You know, there's handshakes and tiddlywinks at the low level. Everybody gets along, everybody gets a ribbon, everybody gets acknowledged. That's cool. But when you ascend to the higher levels, you know what? It's cutthroat as shit. Why? Because you are part of the elite group of individuals that wish they were in your position but would not do what you do every day. They would not wake up at 6 a.m. and run every day. Would not go to, breakfast right after running, go home, shower, and go to your 8 o'clock class. They wouldn't do that. Because why? Because it's strenuous. It's tenuous. It's too much goddamn work. It's hard. Korean, shout out to the Busan, South Korea. Okay. Damn, I had no clue you was Korean, bro. Shout out to Korean, man. Well, my girl is black and Japanese, so but she knows no Japanese. She's like a waste of Asian, but I mean, salute to you, Ghost. I didn't know you was Japanese. But anywho, the thing is, and then again, I'm just trying to paint how a collegiate athlete goes through a day. 6 a.m. running, eating breakfast, 8 a.m. classes, because you got to get them classes out the way before practice, like around 3 to 5 o'clock, depending on the program. So you go to your classes, your little breaks, whatever. Go to practice at 5 p.m. You probably got to get around 7. And depending on your program, you may go to study hall after that. So basically, you're giving your whole day up to about 8 o'clock. And then your boys want to hit you up to, or your girls for that matter, go party somewhere, do something. And you got to be able to gauge, like, okay, can I party this day because I've given so much time to shit I don't want to do? And do I want to be ready for tomorrow so I can be ahead of 6 a.m. running? Now, 6 a.m. running doesn't last all year long. We understand that. However, there's a big bracket of time where you do got to get up at 6 a.m. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to give up your personal time? Because as we know in college, that's the easiest part where you can get some trim. You know, you can get tightened up, as it were. Are you willing to sacrifice all that time chasing tail to be committed to your craft? And a lot of people, that's a big challenge. It's damn near like a job before you really have a job, if that makes sense. So that's crazy, man, how it goes, you know, as far as the collegiate life. And so in that space of you already doing the shit you don't want to do, some coach is going to talk to you in a way you don't want to be talked to. On top of all that, talking about sending you back home, talking about how you ain't shit, right? So they do all this stuff. But, dude, that's the culture because they got to get you at a high enough level. I played, Division I, so that has to be at the highest level. So you have to be prepared mentally to go against the best. So if I'm just with limited insight on that, if I'm guessing properly, Coach Flores told Tua that to be prepared to play against the best of the best at the NFL level. What we talking about here? So if you're saying that's immature, you just showing how soft you are. You soft. You think going to play against the best of every position Every week, you're supposed to be nice and build your teammates up. If your teammate, I'm sorry, if your player is not performing up to snuff, you're supposed to be nice to him. Y'all out your rabbit ass mind. You out your goddamn rabbit ass mind, man. See, Go says that some of my freshman years crazy, man. They were putting me at the 4 spot, 6. I was humble. Yeah, man. My JV coach was a varsity football coach. He preached physicality and ugly basketball. There you go. You got to get in them trenches, man. Anything in this life that's worth having, man, you got to roll your sleeves up a little bit. And it's going to be something that ain't so fun. Everything ain't fun. Everything ain't great. Everything, again, ain't daffodils and dandelions. You're going to have to get muddy with some shit. And your coach is going to have to get in your ass a little bit. Pause. Right? And so, and again, when I see these headlines pop up and people talk, oh, that's immature. Oh, you should build your play up. You shouldn't do that. Like, no. That's not, if you go to an average college practice, it ain't about just building players up. It's about getting their ass when they're not performing. You let them know the dire need. Man, I'll tell you, one of the strongest lessons I learned, I shared this story several times, and it wasn't even about me being berated. My coach, my senior year, Byron Rim, he coaches at Houston Baptist University now. He's assistant there. He told me, he was like, Cliff, if you don't go hard, I'm not going to play you your senior year. And I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. I'm coming back, the leading rebounder, third leading scorer coming back. I'm like, yeah, right. And he meant it. I remember our first scrimmage we played against, was it Jarvis Christian, I believe? And to make a long story short, he hardly played me. I was just like, yo, like, what the hell? You ain't playing. And like the first 5, 6 games, he didn't hardly play me. And then I learned I had to start busting my ass in practice. And when I started busting my ass in practice, right around time when conference started, I started playing, and shit, I damn near didn't come out the game. And that's how I got myself overseas and all that, getting the numbers, getting the stats, getting the film and all that. So I say all that to say, man, sacrifice is necessary. You extending yourself to limits you thought you didn't have are necessary. And in the midst of all that, you're going to get talked to crazy. So if you observe a storyline like this and you think that coach is going too far, you need to understand sports better, because the product you see on Sunday, on Saturday, or what have you, that is the easy version of everything that goes on in the trenches. But in the trenches, it ain't for kids, man. It ain't for public consumption. It ain't for everybody to know. So the fact that this leaked, I got problems with that. Because in-house, again, I told you my story about my teammate from Brazil. I told you my personal story. It ain't pretty. I've seen literally practices where dudes were fighting. And coach like, yo, go and get out the way. Let's get back to practice. I've seen it all. And I'm just being real, man. I'm just being real, because I think y'all need to understand that these things go on. So when you come and you observe sports fairly high level, you need to understand what goes into it that makes the outcome. So that's all I got, man. I wanted to share that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I see y'all 8 strong in the building. I kind of went extemporaneous on this because I just saw the headline. I wanted to make a video. I'm like, I ain't making no video. I'm just going to talk. And I appreciate y'all for patronizing the page. If you're new to the page, y'all hit the subscribe button, please. It helps build the channel up. I really appreciate all y'all, man. And so till next time, Hoop, I'm out. Peace.